Good evening, everyone. Namo Buddhaya to all. Teruvan Saranai Sielu Denatama. Warm welcome to this very special program today on Full Moon Day. This is the first full moon day of the year at the beginning of the year 2021. We call this Duruthu full moon day. On this beginning of the year, to mark this full moon day, we all have come together to share the spiritual blessings. This is a regular program that we have on every Saturday, that you can sponsor these programs to gain the highest Dhamma Dana merits. Dhamma Dana is the highest Dana. By making available these teachings and blessings to the community is the highest Dana, as said by the Blessed One, Lord Buddha. So today we are very happy that the sponsorship being taken by Mrs. Dr. Ruwini Ratnayaka, Mr. Dr. Vijita Ratnayaka, Miss Dr. Aruni Ratnayaka and family, in loving memory of Mother Mrs. Nalini Dharmasena, to mark the 5th year remembrance merit transfer which falls on today. In loving memory of Mother, they sponsor this program. Also, they wanted to share the merits with parents of both sides, Professor B.D. Dharmasena, also Dr. Vijita Ratnayaka's parents, Mr. and Mrs. M.B. Ratnayaka. May they all rejoice in these merits and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. The sponsorship of this Full Moon Day program is also being taken by Mrs. Yasamara Singha and Mr. Lalin and family. They wanted to transfer the merits to their loving parents, departed relatives and all the friends. May the parents and departed relatives and family of Mrs. Yasa Amarasinghe and also son Mr. Amarasinghe be rejoice in these merits, and may they all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. This sponsorship also been taken Mrs. Alicia Ratnayaka to wish her very special 35th birthday, and also she is very much converted into Buddhism and Sri Lankan culture. She speaks good Sinhala and also practiced best of her ability good Dhamma, Buddha Dhamma. So she wanted to sponsor this special puja today to wish her happy 35th birthday and to all her family. The main aspiration she has in her mind by sponsoring this program, may all in the whole world embrace the true teachings of the Lord Buddha to transform their lives into peace, happiness, and liberation. So Mrs. Alicia, we wish you very happy 35th birthday. Also, the sponsorship being taken by Mrs. Girly Geeta Veerasinghe to wish her husband a very happy 59th birthday, Mr. Ajit Rohana Gunawardana. May he have all the blessings and a very happy birthday. With those in our heart, we are going to do the special full moon day program. First, we will observe the precepts, 5 precepts, and then there will be a short reflection, and then the Buddha Vandana, homage to the Blessed One, Supremely Enlightened Lord Buddha. After that, there will be a 20 minutes Sinhala Dhamma sermon, and then we have a very special chanting of protection blessings. Then English Dhamma sermon. After that, we have the children's Dhamma sharing program. Then finish with few minutes meditation. Once again, by keeping all our sponsors in our heart and also our devotees, our members of the temple, and all across the globe at this very difficult time, may everyone be well and happy. This is a regular program hosted by Lecture Dhammaniketana Buddhist Center. So now I would like to welcome our most venerable sirs to this special ceremony. Most Venerable Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera of Singapore, Malaysia. Also Most Venerable Dikwalle Sila Sumana Nayaka Thera, the retired principal of Veluwanaramaya Buduraja Mahavihara in Matara Vidyatunga College, also advisor to Berlin Buddhist Vihara. We respectfully welcome our most venerable sirs for this full moon day blessings program. I very respectfully invite Most Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera to administer the 5 precepts. After that, our Dikwalle Sila Sumana Nayaka Thera will do the Sinhala sermon, and I will be conducting the English sermon. Now, may I very respectfully invite our Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera to administer the 5 precepts. Our Dr. Ruvini and Dr. Vijitha Ratnayaka will join in observing the precepts. Ruvini Nona. Namaskare කියන්න පන්සිල් සමාදන් වෙන්න.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Saṅgham saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Sangham saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi saṅgham saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Panatipata viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Innadana viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācara viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Duramīraya majjapama daṭṭhāna viramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramēraya majjapamadattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Good evening, sisters and brothers in the Dhamma, reverences. Today, it's a Poya day, a full moon day, and it's called Duruthu Poya in Sinhala language. We are following actually a Julian calendar, which is a Roman calendar. Julian was one of the Caesar emperors of Italy in the Roman times. And this is called actually also a Christian calendar actually. But then we use our full moon days to explain this. In the Italian and Latin way, when the Romans did, it was called Gennaio, became January. And Gennaio means to be born, to start the birth of someone. So that is why the name is given like that. The venerable monks will mention to you what is Duruthu in the Sinhala language later. Time and space is beyond reality, but now when we live in reality in the world, it is important with the social philosophy of the Buddha to see in a month a particular day, which is a holy day, and you have 4 days like that in a month, like 4 Sundays in the English or Roman calendar. So therefore, many calendars are there, Chinese calendars, Muslim calendars, Jains, Buddhists, and Taoists follow the moon calendar, also the Muslims, but they have a different kind of calendar. And what is interesting is, beyond space and time, Buddhism is the timeless message. So you go beyond all that, but before that, you live in this world, within that space and time, the goodness that you can do, you must enhance and develop yourselves. Happy listening to the Dhamma. Sorry.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We pay homage to the supremely enlightened Blessed One, Lord Buddha, the Supreme Dhamma, and also the noble community of monks, the Sangha. May the blessings be with you all on this very special full moon day, the first full moon day of the year 2021. May all your aspirations be fulfilled as we are still going through the hardest time of this pandemic. Many people around the world is still going through very difficult time. May this be a great blessing for you and to everyone, those affected in their families. Bearing those in our heart, let us join together to pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijja charana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati Buddhang jivitang yava nibbānang saranang gacchāmi Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehipassiko opanaiko paccatthang veditambo viññūyiti dhammang jivitang yava nibbānang saranang gacchāmi Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ñāya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam cattari purisa yugani anta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo Anuttarang punyang kettang lokassati Sanghang jivitang yava nibbānang saranang gacchāmi Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbatānesu patintitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddharupam sakalang sadayassa mule nisingnova sambari vijayang akapanto sambang yutang santa vandetang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita aham pite namassami bodhiraja namatute ganasarampadittena dīpena tamadang Tiloka dīpang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang ganda sambhara yuddena dupena sugandhina pujaye pujaniyantang pujabhajana Vanna gandha kunopetang etang kusuma santating pujayami munindassa siripada sarore Mujemi තං කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මුක්ඛං උප්පං මිලායාති යතයි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශං සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං පසන්න මధుරං සුභං පානීය මේතං භගවා පතිගන්හාතු අදිවාසේ තුනෝ බන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු අදිවාසේ තුනෝ බන්තේ සම්බං සද්දාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ භන්තේ භූරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමේ ධම්ම සංදින්ටික අකාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයාපතං අච්චයං කමමේ සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර හිමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිම්බාන පන්තියා ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති ධම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ සාදු sadhu sadhu. Now I understand there are quite a few who can't understand Sinhala as well, but by that time, about 15 minutes, you can join as a meditation and still listen to, even though you don't understand, still listen to the Dhamma sermon. But in the meditation, after 15 minutes, we will continue our program as in English. So therefore now it is time for the Sinhala Dhamma sermon for the benefit of those who understand Sinhala. මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි දුරුතු පුර 15ක් පොහෝ දිනය නිමිති කරගෙන සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම පුර 15ක පොහොය දිනය අපි හැම දිනාටම ඉතා වැදගත් ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ දිනයක්. අද දවසේ මේ උතුම් පුර 15ක පොහෝ දිනය නිමිත්තෙන් සිදු කරන ධර්ම දේශනාවේ සහ පින්කම් මාලාවේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන්නේ දොස්තර රුවිනි රත්නායක මැතිණිය, දොස්තර විජිත රත්නායක මැතිතුමා, දොස්තර අරුණි රත්නායක දියණිය, ඒ අයගේ ප්‍රාර්ථනාව තමයි තම දයාබර මෑණියන්ගේ අවුරුදු 5ක් සම්පූර්ණ වෙන මේ අවස්ථාවේ නාලිනී ධර්මසේන මෑණියන්ට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීම, ඒ වගේම අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත දෙමව්පියන් වන මහාචාර්ය බී.ඩී. ධර්මසේන මැතිතුමන්, ඒ වගේම එම්.බී. රත්නායක මැතිතුමා සහ මැතිණිය කියන සියලු මියගිය ඥාතීන්ට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීමට මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒ වගේම යසා අමරසිංහ නෝනා මහත්මිය, පුතණුවන් ලලින් අමරසිංහ මහත්මයා සමග මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරනවා. තමන්ගේ දෙමව්පියන් ඇතුළු මිය පරලොව ගිය සියලුම ඥාතීන්ට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීමට. ඒ වගේම අලීෂා රත්නායක මහත්මිය මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන තමන්ගේ 35 වන උපන්දිනය නිදුක් නිරෝගී වාසනාවන්ත උපන්දිනයක් වේවා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනාව වගේම මේ ලෝකයේ සෑම කෙනෙකුටම බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ උතුම් ධර්මයේ ආශිර්වාදය අවබෝධය ලබාගෙන ඊටාම සැනසිලිදායක ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන්නට මෙය ආශිර්වාදයක් වේවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨානයෙන් අලීෂා රත්නායක නෝනා මහත්මිය මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒ වගේම ගර්ලි ගීතා වීරසිංහ මහත්මිය තමන්ගේ ස්වාමි පුරුෂයාණන් වන අජිත් රෝහණ ගුණවර්ධන මහත්මයාට නිදුක් නිරෝගී 59 වන සුබ උපන්දිනයක් වේවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨානයෙන් මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරනවා. මම මේ වෙලාවේදී ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා අතිගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පඬිතු හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන ලෙස.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ, දූදරුවෙනි, දෙමාපියනි, අද දවසේ නියමිත මාතෘකාව ඒ දුරුතු පොහොය පිළිබඳව, ඒ දුරුතු පොහොයේ වැදගත්කම පිළිබඳව කරුණු කීපයක් සඳහන් කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. දුරුතු පොහොය කියලා කියන්නේ වර්ෂයේ පළමුවෙනි පොහොය දිනය. ඒ දුරුතු මාසය කියලා කියන්නේ හැම අතින්ම පරිසරය වෙනස් වන මාසයක් හැටියට සැලකෙන්නේ. කාල ගුණය වෙනස් වෙලා අපේ කායික මානසික වශයෙන් යම් බලපෑමක් වෙන මාසය නිසා තමයි දුරුතු නැත්නම් දුරුත්ත කියලා සිංහලෙන් අර්ථවත් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. අන්නේ දුරුතු පොහොය නැත්නම් වර්ෂයේ මුල්ම පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය බෞද්ධයන් හැටියට අපට ශාසනික වශයෙන් වැදගත් කරුණු කිහිපයක් නිසාම සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. පළවෙනි කාරණය තමයි අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ප්‍රථමයෙන්ම පළමුවෙන්ම ලංකාවට වැඩම කළේ මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දවසක. උන්වහන්සේ මහියංගනයට වැඩම කළා. ඒ සුමන සමන් දෙවියන්ට කේස් ධාතුන් පිළිගැන්වුවේ මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දවසේ. ඒ වගේම බුද්ධත්වයෙන් මාස 9කට පස්සේ ඒ තුන්බෑ ජටිලයන් කියන්නේ උරුවේල කාශ්‍යප, නදී කාශ්‍යප, ගයා කාශ්‍යප කියන ඒ ජටිලයන් ප්‍රමුඛ 1000ක් පිරිස ධර්ම මාර්ගයට හරවා ගත්තේ මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දවසේ. ඒ වගේම බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ලංකාවට වැඩම කළා. ඒ බිම්තැන්න කියන්නේත් මහියංගනය කියන අර්ථයමයි. ඒ මහවැලි ගඟ අසබඩ මිනිපේ කියන සරුසාර දනව්වට වැඩම කළා. ඒ බුදුරස් විහිදුවමින් උන්වහන්සේ එතන වැඩ හිටියා කියලා අපේ ඉතිහාසයේ සඳහන් වෙනවා. ඒ වැඩ හිටියෙත් මේ පොහොය දිනේමයි. ඊළඟ තවත් සිදුවීමක් වුණා මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොය දවසේ ලක්දිව ත්‍රිපිටක බුද්ධ ධර්මයේ ප්‍රථම වරට පුස්තකාරූඪ කරපු දිනය හැටියටත් සැලකෙනවා මේ දිනය. ඒ වගේම පළමුවෙන්ම ආරාම පූජාවක් සිද්ධ කළපු දිනය තමයි මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොය දවස. ඒ ප්‍රථම ආරාමයේ පූජා කළේ බිම්බිසාර රජුරුව වේළුවනාරාමයේ කියන ආරාමය. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ හමු වෙලා එතුමන් තෙරුවන් සරණ ගියත් මේ උතුම් පොහොය දිනේ. මෙන්න මේ කරුණු අතුරින් ඊටම වැදගත් කරුණ තමයි ඒ බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ පළමුවෙනි ලංකා ගමනේ ප්‍රථම ලංකා ගමනේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච ඒ සිදුවීම. අන්නේ සිදුවීම පිළිබඳව කරුණු කීපයක් වැඩියෙන් විස්තර කරලා කියන්නට මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ මේ බුද්ධත්වයට පත් වෙලා 9 වෙනි මාසේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොය දවසේ ඒ බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ ප්‍රථම ලංකා ගමනය සිද්ධ වුණා කියලා අපේ ඉතිහාසයේ සඳහන් වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මේ තුන්බෑ ජටිලයන් දමනය කළා. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒ පිරිසට ධර්මයේ දේශනා කළා. උන්වහන්සේ කුරු රටට පිඬුසිඟා වැඩියා. අනවතත් විල් තෙරදී ඒ දානය වළඳලා සමාපatti සුවයෙන් වැඩ ඉඳලා උන්වහන්සේ බුදු ඇසින් මේ ලෝකයේ දිහා බැලුවා. එතකොට උන්වහන්සේට පෙනුණා ලංකාවේ ඒ මහා නාග වනෝද්‍යානයේ යක්ෂ ගෝත්‍රිකයන්ගේ රැස්වීමක් පැවැත්වෙන බව. ඒ පිරිස ඊටාම දරුණු අසංවර බවකින් යුක්ත පිරිසක්. අන්නේ පිරිස ඉක්මවාලන්නට ඒ අය තිසරණේ පිහිටුවාලන්නට උන්වහන්සේ අහසින් වැඩම කළා කියලා සඳහන් වෙනවා ලක්දිවට. මේ ලංකා දීපයට වැඩම කළ උන්වහන්සේ ඒ මුලින්ම වැඩම කළේ ඌව පළාතේ ඒ බදුල්ල දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ බිම්තැන්න කෝරළේ අලුත් නුවර නගර වසමට අයත්ව තියෙන ඒ මහියංගනීටයි කියලා තමයි සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. ඒ මහියංගනී කියන ප්‍රදේශය මහවැලි ගම් යුරේ පිහිටලා තියෙන්නේ. මහා නාග වනෝද්‍යානය නමින් ඒ ප්‍රදේශය ප්‍රසිද්ධියට පත් වෙලා තිබුණා. ඒ යක්ෂ ගෝත්‍රිකයන්ගේ සටනක් සූදානම් වෙලා තියෙන අවස්ථාවක ක්‍රිස්තු පූර්ව 588 දී තමයි බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ලංකා දීපයට වැඩම කළා කියලා සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. එදා ඒ යක්ෂ ගෝත්‍රිකයන් ලෙස හඳුන්වපු ලංකාවේ මුල්ම වැසියන් ඒ වැසියන්ගේ සිත් සනසලා උන්වහන්සේ 이르දි ප්‍රාතිහාර්ය පෑවා කියන එක තමයි ඉතිහාසයේ සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම ඒ ධර්මයේ දේශනා කළ ශ්‍රී ලංකා දීපය මනුෂ්‍ය වාසයට සුදුසු ධර්මදීපයක් බවට පත් කළා. ඒ වගේම මේ බුද්ධ ශාසනයේ අනාගත පැවැත්ම උදෙසා උන්වහන්සේ විවිධ මම්පෙත්මන් සොයා දීලා ධර්මයේ දේශනා කළා. හැම දිනාගේම සිත් සතන් ප්‍රසන්න භාවයට පත් කළා. ඒ වගේම ඒ ධර්මයේ අහන්නට රැස් වෙච්ච පිරිස ඒ අතරින් හිටිය සමන්තකූට පර්වතවාසී සුමන සමන් දෙවියන්. ඒ සුමන සමන් දෙවියන් සෝවාන් ඵලයට පත් වුණ බව අපේ ඉතිහාස ග්‍රන්ථවල සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම වන්දනා මාන කරන්නට යම් පූජාවක් අවශ්‍යයි කියලා දෙවියන් අයද හිටියා. අන්නේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ තමන්ගේ හිස ස්පර්ශ කළා කේශ ධාතු මිටක් පරිත්‍යාග කළ බව තමයි ඒ ඓතිහාසික වශයෙන් දක්වන ඒ ග්‍රන්ථවල සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම සුමන සමන් දෙවියන් මේ කේශ ධාතු රන් කරඬුවෙන් පිළි අරගෙන බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ඒ ධර්මයේ දේශනා කරපු ස්ථානයේ සත්‍රයන් උස විසිරියන් වට ප්‍රමාණයෙන් යුක්ත චෛත්‍යයක් නිර්මාණය කරයි කියන එක තමයි ඓතිහාසික වශයෙන් සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ජීවමාන කාලෙදී උන්වහන්සේ ජීවත්ව ඉන්න කාලය තුලදී ලෝකේ බිහි වෙච්ච මුල්ම චෛත්‍යය හැටියට තමයි සඳහන් වෙන්නේ මේ මහියංගන චෛත්‍ය රාජානන් වහන්සේ. ඒක දෙවියන් විසින් නිර්මාණය කරන ලද්දක් හැටියට, දෙවියන් විසින් සාදන ලද්දක් හැටියට තමයි සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ පිරිනුවම් පෑවට පස්සේ සරියුත් හාමුදුරුවන්ගේ ශිෂ්‍යෙක් හැටියට සඳහන් වෙන මහා සරබූ කියන රහතන් වහන්සේ බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ ආදාහන සෑයෙන් ග්‍රීවා ධාතුව අරගෙන ලංකාවට වැඩම කළා. ඒ ග්‍රීවා ධාතුව මහියංගන සෑයේ තැන්පත් කරලා හිමවතෙන් ගෙනාපු ඒ මේඝවර්ණ පාෂාණයෙන් 12 රියන් උස චෛත්‍යයක් සෑදව බව අපේ වංශ කතාවල සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ඓතිහාසික වශයෙන් මේ සෑය තවත් කරුණු නිසා අපට වැදගත් වෙනවා. අවුරුදු 2500කට පෙර මේ කරන ලද චෛත්‍ය කර්මාන්තය රහතන් වහන්සේ කෙනෙක් විසින් නිමා කරපු එකම චෛත්‍ය ලෙස සැලකෙනවා. ක්‍රිස්තු පූර්ව 267 දී විතර දෙවනි පෑතිස්ස රජුරුවන්ගේ සොයුරු උද්ද චූලාභය රජුරුව 12 රියන් දාගැබ වහල ඒ 30 රියන් දාගැබක් හැදෙව්වයි කියලා සඳහන් වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ කලින් තිබිච්ච චෛත්‍ය වහල තමයි මේ අලුත් චෛත්‍යයක් නිර්මාණය කරයි කියලා සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම ක්‍රිස්තු පූර්ව 161 රජකම් කරපු දුටුගැමුණු රජුරුව අසූරියන් උස මහා චෛත්‍යයක් කෙරුවයි කියන එක වංශ කතාවල සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම දුටුගැමුණු රජුරුව සර්වඥ ධාතුන් 169ක් පමණ ඒ කරඬුවක් මේ චෛත්‍යයේ තැන්පත් කළා කියන එක ඉතිහාසයේ සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් වරින් වර රජකම් කරපු අපේ රජවරුන් අතර ඒ ධාතුසේන රජුරුව, ඒ වගේම සිරිසංගබෝ රජුරුව, අග්බෝ රජුරුව, ඒ වගේම පරාක්‍රම බාහු රජුරුව ආදී රජවරුන් මේ චෛත්‍ය ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණය කර බව වංශ කතාවල සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම මහියංගන විහාරයේ වැඩ සිටි ඒ නන්ද හාමුදුරුවෝ, නන්ද හාමුදුරුවෝ සංඝබෝධි කුමාරයාට දසරාජ ධර්මය අවබෝධ කළා කියලා සඳහන් වෙනවා ඉතිහාස පොත්වල. ඒ කුමාරයා රාජාභිෂේකය ලැබුවායින් පස්සේ ඒ රාජාභිෂේකය ලැබුවේ මේ ඓතිහාසික චෛත්‍ය භූමියේ කියන එක අපේ වංශ කතා ග්‍රන්ථවල සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝගේ ලංකා ගමනයෙන් පස්සේ මගධ රට ඒ රජගහනුවර බිම්බිසාර කියන රජුගේ ආරාධනය පරිදි උරුවේල දනව්වේ ඉඳලා දහසක් ජටිල රහතන් වහන්සේලා සමග රජගහනුවරට වැඩම කළේ මෙන්න මේ කියන දුරුතු මාසේ. මේ දුරුතු මාසයේම තමයි උන්වහන්සේ රජගහනුවරට ප්‍රථමයෙන්ම වැඩම කළේ. වැඩම කළා ඒ බිම්බිසාර රජුරු රජගහනුවර ඉදිකරපු වේළුවනාරාමයේ ඒ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ප්‍රමුඛ මහා සංඝරත්නයට පූජා කළේ මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දවස. ඒක ප්‍රථම ආරාම පූජාව හැටියටයි සැලකෙන්නේ. මේ බුද්ධ ශාසනය කරපු මුල්ම ආරාම පූජාව. මෙන්න මීට පස්සේ තමයි අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ආරාම පිළිගැනීම භික්ෂුන් වහන්සේට සුදුසුය කියලා අනුමත කළේ මේ ප්‍රථම ආරාම පූජාවෙන් පස්සේ. ඒ වගේම අපේ බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ මේ බුද්ධ ශාසනය නිරුපද්දිත්‍රව ආරක්ෂා වන දේශය හැටියට මේ ලංකා දීපය ගැන හඳුන්වූ බව මහා වංශය ආදී වංශ කතාවල සඳහන් වෙනවා. ඒ බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ 3 වෙනි ලංකා ගමනය සිද්ධ වුණේ කැලණියටමයි. ඒ නිමිති කරගෙන කැලණියේ දුරුතු පෙරහැර පැවැත්වෙන මේ දුරුතු පොහොය නිමිති කරගෙන මේ විදිහේ ශාසනික සිදුවීම් රාශියක් මේ දුරුතු පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දිනේ සිද්ධ වුණා. එයින් ඊටාම වැදගත් සිදුවීම් කිහිපයක් තමයි මා සිහිපත් කළේ. මෙන්න මේ වගේ උතුම් ශාසනික සිදුවීම් රාශියක් සිද්ධ වෙච්ච මේ දුරුතු පොහොය නිමිති කරගෙන ආමිස පූජා ප්‍රතිපත්ති පූජා වශයෙන් පින්කම් රාශියක් සිද්ධ වුණා. මේ උතුම් පොහොය දිනය අපේ ජීවිතය ධර්මයෙන් ආලෝකමත් කර ගැනීමට හැමදෙනාම අදිෂ්ඨාන කරගන්නා හැටියට සිහිපත් කරනවා. හැමදෙනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
ඒ උතුම් සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව අප කෙරෙහි අප්‍රමාණ අනුකම්පාවෙන් දේශනා කොට වදාළේ දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පණ්ඩිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට උන්වහන්සේට නිදුක් නිරෝගී සුව ලැබේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඒ වගේම මේ උතුම් පුර පස්වලොස්වක පොහොය දිනයේ දවසේ දුරුතු පොහොය වගේම වසරේ පළවෙනි පොහොය දිනයේ වැදගත්කම අප කෙරෙහි සිහිපත් කරමින් අපේ ජීවිතයට මේ උතුම් පොහොය නිමිති කරගෙන ධර්මයේහි යෙදමින් ආශිර්වාද ලබා ගන්නට අද දවසේ දායකත්වයේ දරපු ඒ සියලු දෙනාටමත් සහභාගී වෙච්ච ඔබ සෑම දෙනාටමත් මේ උතුම් ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමේ ශක්තියෙන් සියලුම බලාපොරොත්තු ප්‍රාර්ථනා ඉෂ්ට සිද්ධ වේවා, නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවය සැලසේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. Now we continue our special chanting of protection blessings as we all go through a very hard time. Our technology, our science is a very highly developed time we are all living in, but all has put into a lockdown situation because we can't really go against the nature. The teachings of the Buddha has still been very helpful, so we are going to transform that teachings into a form of blessing by doing the chanting. I invite you all, either by chanting at home, let it chant out loud so that your environment can hear. Keep the mics muted because otherwise it disturbs the broadcasting. And join in chanting, wishing may this be a great healing and blessing to all of you. So now we are going to make this special chanting of blessings. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yani bhutani samagatani bummani vayani antalinge sabbeva bhuta sumana bhavantu ato bisankancha sunantu bhajitam tasmahi bhutani sameta sabbe mettang karota manusiya pajaya divacharattocha haranti evaling tasmai nerankata ampamantayang kinchi vittang idavahurang vasaggesu ayang ratanam paditang nano samang ඉති තථාගතේන ඉදම්පි බුද්දේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති
හෝතු
අයං විරාගං අමතං පනීතං
යදජ්ජගා සංය මුනි සමාහිතෝ
නතේන ධම්මේන සමන්ති කිංචි ධම්පි ධම්මේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු යං බුද්ද සෙට්ටෝ පරිවන්නයි සුචින් සමාධිමානං තරිකඤ්ඤමාහෝ සමාධිනාතේන සමෝන විජ්ජති ධම්පි ධම්මේ රතනං පනීතං
ඒතේන රච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු
යේ පුංගලා අට්ඨ සතං පසත්තා චත්තාරි ඒතානි යුගානි හොන්ති තේ දක්ඛිනේයා සුගතස්ස ශාවකා
ඒතේ සුදින්නානි මහප්පලානි
ඉදංපි සංඝේ රතනම් පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු යේ සුප්පයුත්තා මනසා දල්ලේන නික්කාමිනෝ ගෝතම සාසනම්මි යේ පත්ති පත්තා අමතං විගයිහ ලන්දා මුදානිම් පුතිම් පුඤ්ජමානා ඉදං සංඝේ රතනං
පනීතං
ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු යතින්ද කීලෝ පටවින් සිතෝ සියා චතුම් විවාතේපි
අසම්පකම්පියෝ
අතූපමං ධම්ම වරං අදේශයි නිබ්බානගාමින් පරමං හිතාය ඉදංපි සංඝේ රතනම් පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති
හෝතු
යේ අරිය සච්චානි විභාවයන්ති ගම්බීර පඤ්ඤේන සුදේසිතානි හිංචාපිතේ හොන්ති කුසම්බමත්තානතේ භවං මං ආදියන්ති ඉදංපි සංඝේ රතනම් පනීතං ඒතේන
සච්චේන
සුවත්ති හෝතු සහවස්ස දස්සන සම්පදාය තයස්සු ධම්මා ජහිතා භවන්ති සක්කාය දිට්ඨි විචිකිච්ඡිතං ච
සීලම්බ තම්මාපිය
යදන්ති කිංචි චතුහ පායේ හිච විම්පමුන්තෝ චචාබිතානානි අබම්බෝ ආතුම් ඉදංපි සංඝේ රතනම් පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු කිංචාපිසෝ කම්මං කරෝති
පාපකං
කායේන වාචා උදචේතසාවා අපම්බෝසෝ තස්ස පටිච්චාදාය අබම්බතාදින්ද පදස්ස බුත්තා ඉදංපි සංඝේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවත්ති හෝතු වනම්ප ගුම්බේ අතා පුස්සිතංගේ ගිම්මාන මාසේ පටමස්මින් ගිම්හේ තතූපමං ධම්ම වරං අදේශයි නිබ්බානගාමින් පරමන්නිතාය ඉදංපි බුද්දේ රතනම්
පනීතං
ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු වරෝ වරං යෝ වරදෝ වරහරෝ
අනුත්තරෝ ධම්ම වරං අදේශයි
ඉදංපි බුද්දේ රතනං පනීතං ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු කීනං පුරාණං නවන්නත්ති සම්භවං
විරන්ත චින්තා
ආයතිකේ බවස්මින් තේකීන බීජා අවිරුල්ලිච්ඡන්දා නිබ්බන්ති දීරා යතායන් පදීපෝ ඉදං සංඝේ මාර්ගේ රතනං
Paditang
ඒතේන සච්චේන සුවන්ති හෝතු යානිද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානි
අන්තලින්කේ
තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං බුද්ධං නමස්සාම සුවන්ති හෝතු යානිද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානිව අන්තලින්කේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං ධම්මං නමස්සාම සුවත්ති හෝතු යානිද භූතානි සමාගතානි බුම්මානි වායානිව අන්තලින්කේ තථාගතං දේව මනුස්ස පූජිතං සංඝං
Namassam
සුවන්ති හෝතු ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන සොත්තිතේ
හෝතු සම්බදා
ඒතේන සච්ච වච්චේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන හෝතු තේ ජය
මංගලං
කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමෙච්ච සක්කෝ උජූච සූජූච සුවචෝ චස්ස මුදු
අනතිමානි
සන්තුස්සකෝච සුබරෝච අප්පකිච්චෝච සල්ලවුකවුන්ති සංතින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අම්බගම්බෝ කුලේසු අනනුගින්දෝ නච්ච කුන්දං සමාචරේ කිංචියේන විඤ්ඤෝ පරේ උපවදේයං සුඛිනෝ වාකේමිනෝ හොන්තු සම්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු
කිතන්තා
ඒකේචි පාන භූතත්ති තසාවාතාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීගාවායේ මහන්තාවා
මජ්ජිමාරස්සකානුකතුලා
දිට්ඨාවා ඒව අද්දිට්ඨා ඒච දූරේ වසන්ති අවිදූරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේ සීවා සම්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා නපරෝ පරං
නිකුම්බේත නාතිමන්නේත
නේත කන්දතිනං කංචි ඥාරෝසනා පටිග සංඥා ඥාඤ්ඤ මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ
මිච්ඡය
මාතා යතානියං පුත්තං ආයුසායේක පුත්ත මනුරක්කේ එවං පිසබ්බ භූතේසු මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තං ච සබ්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං උද්දං අදෝච තිරියං ච අසම්බාධං
අවේරං
අසපත්තං තිට්ඨං චරං නිසින්නෝ වාසයානෝ වායාව තස්ස විගත
නින්දෝ
ඒතං සතින් අදිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහෝ දිට්ඨිංච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන
සම්පන්නෝ
කාමේසු විනෙය්‍ය ගේදං නයි ජාතු ගම්බසෙයම් පුනරේති තේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන සොත්තිතේ හෝතු සම්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන සම්බරෝගෝ
විනස්සතු
ඒතේන සච්ච වඤ්ඤේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සිරිදිති මති තේජෝ ජය සිද්ධි මහින්දිමා ගුණං
අපරිමිත පුඤ්ඤාති
කාරස්ස සම්බන්තරාය නිවාරණ සමත්තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස පත්තිංස මහා පුරිස ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අසීත්‍යානුභ්‍යංජන ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අට්ඨුත්ථ සතමංගල ලක්කනානුභාවේන චබ්බන්න රංස්‍යානුභාවේන හේතුමාලානුභාවේන දස පාරමිතානුභාවේන දස උපපාරමිතානුභාවේන දස පරමත්ත පාරමිතානුභාවේන සීල සමාධි පඤ්ඤානුභාවේන බුද්ධානුභාවේන ධම්මානුභාවේන සංඝානුභාවේන තීජානුභාවේන ඉද්ධානුභාවේන බලානුභාවේන නෙය්‍ය ධම්මානුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මස්කන්ධානුභාවේන පිටකත්තයානුභාවේන ජින ශාවකානුභාවේන සබ්බේතේ රෝගා සබ්බේතේ භයා සබ්බේතේ අන්තරායා සබ්බේතේ උපන්දවා සබ්බේතේ තුන්නිමිත්තා සබ්බේතේ අවමංගලා විනස්සන්තු ආයු වණ්ඩකෝ ධන වණ්ඩකෝ සිරි වණ්ඩකෝ යස වණ්ඩකෝ බල වණ්ඩකෝ වන්න වණ්ඩකෝ සුඛ වණ්ඩකෝ හෝතු සබ්බදා දුක්ඛ රෝග භයා වේරා සෝකා සම්බේ පන්දවා අනේකා අන්තරායාපි විනස්සන්තු ච තේජසා ජය සිද්ධි ධනං ලාභං සොත්ති භාග්‍යං සුඛං බලං සිරියායුච වන්නෝ ච භෝගං බුද්ධි ච යසවා සතවස්සා ච ආයුච ජීව සිද්ධි භවන්තු තේ සම්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බ රෝගෝ විනන්තතු මාතේ භවත්වන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ නක්ඛන්ත යක්ඛ භූතානං පාපග්ගානි වාරණා පරිත්තස්සානුභාවේන හන්තු තේ සම්මුපද්දවේ නක්ඛත් යක්ඛ භූතානං පාපග්ගානි වාරණා පරිත්තස්සානුභාවේන හන්තු තේ සම්මුපද්දවේ නක්ඛත් යක්ඛ භූතානං පාපග්ගානි වාරණා පරිත්තස්සානුභාවේන හන්තු තේ සම්මුපද්දවේ දේවෝ වස්සතු සස්ස සම්පත්ති හේතු ච පීතෝ භවතු ලෝකෝ ච රාජා භවතු ධම්මිකෝ සාදු 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 that spiritual chanting of blessing were chanted with the aspiration, may all the difficulties be away from you, may no harm, dangers come to you, may you all be well, happy and peaceful and progress in this very life for the happiness and well-being. Now we are going to start the English Dhamma sermon. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, supremely enlightened Lord Buddha. Permit me, most venerable sirs, dear devotees, friends, children, parents, who are joining in this moment to listen to the teachings of the Buddha. Teachings of the Buddha is the highest treasure. We can give someone any material thing, which is certainly has a great help. But giving the wisdom, the compassion is far greater than any material thing. Therefore, Lord Buddha spent 45 years tirelessly working, only slept 2 hours out of great compassion, thinking this whole world so like his own children. Yet he made a very significant, remarkable emphasis on value of life. Whereas some others may put a value on spiritual higher being or spiritual other person, yet Buddha said that you are very special. To have this life, human birth, is so rare. There was another few things he mentioned as rare. One of them is to have a Buddha and to be born in a time of the teachings exist. There will be a time that teaching will completely disappear. Now we need to think, now we are very lucky, we have get a very good human life. We have been born into a time of Dhamma. What should we do now? We could be like a blind person walking on a field of gems. If we can't see the value and the purpose of those teachings or the wisdom of the Buddha. So therefore, today we're going to reflect that purpose and the meaning of the teachings of the Buddha in line with full moon day significances. What we can learn from this full moon day. Full moon day is a special day that we get the opportunity to practice. Especially we as working people who has family commitment do not get much opportunities to practice because we have some responsibilities. Countries like Sri Lanka were Buddhist, predominantly Buddhist countries. They are given special holidays for the people to practice on full moon day. But you can make some your own time and adjust you to accommodate your practice on these special occasions like full moon day. So this is the first full moon day of the year and we called it Duruthu. Duruthu meaning marks the dawn, prosperity, and also new beginning. Even though that is not the first month of the Buddhist calendar begins in the month of May, called Vesak. Conventional calendar begins in the month of January. So therefore, the Buddhist calendar begins in the month of May, we call Vesak. However, conventionally, still this has a relevance. The word called Duruthu marks some beginning, getting some signs of spring. Spring is coming. That you all had the joy of seeing the snows last few days, I suppose, is a sign of natural change. And there is another Tamil festival goes along in this month called Thai Pongal. Also represent the harmony, prosperity, harvest, and things like that. So we can think this culture in line with some other factors to understand the meaning of this Duruthu. So this is spiritually important because it gives us new aspirations, new inspirations like resolutions to make us more established in the teachings of the Lord Buddha. So on this beginning of 2021, on this full moon day, actually full moon day falls this year on 28th of January, on last Thursday. Because we are having some working days, we don't get the holidays here. So we put this into Saturday so that everybody can join. I'm very happy. Over 42 families are joining today to celebrate this full moon day. So in fact, full moon is very much directly connected to the moon mind as well. Even psychologically, psychiatrically, we know that there is a big impact to the mind. Full moon makes a big impact to the mind. Because even the ocean, waves of the ocean can change, which means we have a direct relationship to this nature. So olden days, we used to worship the moon, worship the sun, worship the trees, worship the nature. Today, few years before, we kind of laughed at those people saying that they are doing stupid things or some not educated things. But today we know how important these aspects of nature is, not like symbolically and blindly worshipping. It's having some gratitude to this nature, because our life is completely based on the conditions of those things. Therefore, this full moon day is very important day for us to re-establish, reconfirm our practice. So as monastics, we take special renewal of our vows, and you can do the same thing. You go to a temple and take extra precepts. Normally you practice 5 precepts. You take 10 precepts, 8 precepts. That is what is important of this full moon day. And the next thing is to look at some historical things. What happened on this full moon day gives us some good encouragement, because it becomes some meaningful, and we become very close to the teachings of the Buddha when we know this history and significances of this full moon day. You know, Lord Buddha became an enlightened and spent 7 weeks near the Bodhi tree out of gratitude after the enlightenment, been contemplating, that just having a little rest, because he went through 6 years in the serious practice to gain this enlightenment. Sometimes you may struggle, 2 years, 3 years in challenging situation, maybe education, maybe studies, maybe family, maybe settling up in a new country. But Buddha was very much like that. He has the strong perfections, one of which called determination, adhisthana paramita. So then Buddha became enlightened, and then he started doing different things after 9 months later, not that too long, being enlightened. Buddha made the first visit to Sri Lanka because Sri Lanka is a very special place that he identified and even mentioned to certain deities, because deities has a strong longevity. They live long. So our one year could be one day to some of them, maybe one moment to some of them. So they're going to foresee the future. So then Buddha saw this, that Sri Lanka will still have this pristine purity of the Dhamma. So he visited, and first time, but it might have some references. The invitation came from a god called Sumana Saman, who was kind of been into the area of Adam's Peak, Samantakuta, Samanala Kanda we called, to resolve a conflict between two inhabitants. Two group of people lived in that area, and they came into a big war to negotiate with the land. Buddha identified this vicious thinking, this materialistic thinking, and Buddha went there and made some psychic powers, according to the story, being in the sky, made some darkness, and they were frightened. They were terrified. When they saw, they were just ready to fight with each other or having arrangements. They saw this big darkness. And then Buddha, like a radiant sun, started to appear, and they were so overwhelmed. Then Buddha put a mat and sat and started radiating that the blessings, and made them realize that human life is the most important thing. It's not worth killing each other, shedding our blood on a piece of material things like a land or some other things. Just take this very practical. We all in our everyday life sometimes argue. What the point? Sometimes fight with each other for a simple thing. What you need to do is to let it go. So these people realized this powerful message from the Buddha, and they gave up, and they became a very good, humble human beings who respect human beings, who respect each other. So the god Sumana Saman was so impressed by seeing this, because it can be think like, we can't, this is my perspective, we haven't heard some similar conflict resolution peacefully. We talk about peace in this world. Many people have big organization about peace. I think this universal message of the Buddha to value human life is very important peace message, and it works. It worked by that time. I'm talking about 2,500 years ago story. History is historical story. And then by seeing this special location, this god Sumana Saman was very impressed. And in fact, by listening to the Buddha, it says he became the first stream enterer, Sohan Paledapattu. He got some establishment in the real path of the teaching. Then he was so respectful and appreciated Buddha, and came to the Buddha and pays his respect and said, Venerable Lord Buddha, could you please leave us some object of veneration? Then Buddha touched his head and gave him a lock of hair, small few pieces of hair, and asked him to keep that as an object of veneration. This was enshrined in the place where Buddha preached the first time visited in Mahiyangana. and built a pagoda, stupa. And that was the first stupa, first pagoda built in the history of Sri Lanka. So that was happened on this very special full moon day. Thereafter, Buddha went to meet on another occasion, another significance of this full moon day. After being enlightened, he went to see his teachers and spent 3 months in retreat with 5 ascetics we call Paswaga Mahanu. And there he first preached the Dhamma Sutta, the very important discourse of the Buddha, explain every teachings in essence. We call the discourse the wheel set in motion, Dhamma Pavattana Sutta. By listening to that sutta and the Anatta Lakkana Sutta, these 5 ascetics became enlightened. There were a few others joined, and when the number became 60 enlightened, they all set to propagate, share the teachings. And Buddha went to meet very special 3 spiritual teachers called Jatila Brothers. They were very established, they were very strong spiritual teachers. So then he went into first one and had a very meaningful conversation. At the end of the conversation, these highly reputed spiritual 3 brothers embraced the teachings of the Buddha and became disciples. Not only that, they even attained fully enlightenment. Then together with those, Buddha went into a next place in Magadha in India to see the king of the Kingdom of Magadha called Bimbisara. This happens when Buddha left the house. He was wandering to find the teachers and to get this spiritual practice. When he was just left the palace, this king met him. And this king realized this boy, this young man, has a special journey. Asked, where are you going? This Prince Siddhartha said that I am going to find the happiness, true happiness in this life, and perhaps be enlightened. This king had so much of merits in previous life being developed. So king realized this is a very special occasion and made a special invitation to this young man called Prince Siddhartha. If you become enlightened, could you come and see me first? You know, this is very special invitation. To keep that invitation, Buddha, after this incident of subjugation of 3 Jatila brothers, went to see this king. Very humble visit. King was so shocked to see these very world-renowned teachers are following the Buddha. So king asked, are you a disciple of these 3 spiritual brothers? Buddha said, no, they are disciples of mine. They took in refuge Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. King was so shocked. They are highly spiritual teachers and now became so the king was very happy. King took the 3 refugees, became a true Buddhist and started following and fulfilled a lot of spiritual attainment. And he made the first offering of the temple. He made a temple called Veluwanaramaya. Veluvana means actually bamboo, grove of bamboos, a lot of bamboo trees, beautiful temple. He made that for the monks and the Buddha and offered and accommodated them. You know, when monks comes, don't let them go. When you are here, don't waste your time. Just try to accommodate. They are very special blessings. So this king offered this first temple in the history on full moon day like today. Then after some other incidents happens, but I try to make some significances of the full moon day today. Then Buddha for the last time went to Sri Lanka. And this happens um, 8 years after the enlightenment. So the first one on the 9th month. This last visit to Sri Lanka was on his 8th year of enlightenment. He went to Kelaniya area near to Colombo, and again he went there to resolve a conflict. They were in conflict, a war against a ruling position. The Buddha went there and offered the teachings about how we can eliminate this wars, conflict, and fighting. It's not worth. It's very suffering. It's really disgusting. And try to find more meaning and happiness and joy in this life. So those people were so blessed to see this and offered the chair. This chair is a special thing because kind of a throne that represent the power. Once one have that, one group of people have that, they have this power. So they offered that throne to the Buddha, and Buddha accepted it and made them all direct into the right path. Then that throne was enshrined in a very special pagoda in the Kelaniya Rajamaha Vihara, and that is where the last time Buddha visited to Sri Lanka. And that happens on this full moon day. To mark that special occasion, recently in 1940s, temple in Kelaniya started the very big procession, Perehera, called Duruthu Perehera, which happens on the full moon day in the month of January to mark that visit of Buddha and also share the blessings of the Buddha. So this is what I can reflect for today. The significances of full moon day, these could be historical, but what we need to do, how can we apply these things even for the day today and see beyond this maybe story, what type of thing that we can take away on this full moon day. Then our life would be much happier, much peaceful, much happy. Main thing is full moon day is like our beautiful mind. In our mind, when anger, when greed, when ignorance is there, it becomes dark. Then we started, our words are very aggressive, very angry, cause harm, break hearts, because our mind is in darkness with ignorance, with hatred, and with greed. Greed to the power, greed to the land, greed to their material things. That is what happened and eventually ends into war. Even, the countries like some Arabian countries are fighting. Sometimes behind maybe oil, sometimes maybe behind some other reasons. What really behind is not oil, but the greed in their head, anger in their head, and ignorance in their head. This is where we need to really fight against in this mind concomitants to eliminate those things and bring loving kindness, letting go, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, and then your mind will be a full moon alike and darkness will disappear. May those blessings be with you all, especially those who sponsor this program today. May their all aspirations be fulfilled. May these blessings of Dhamma listening and Dhamma dana on this very special full moon day at the beginning of the year set a great example for you to attend every full moon day, another 11 full moon days coming, with great devotion and respect, and spend at least 1 hour, 2 hours paying homage, do some chanting, do some meditation, listen to a Dhamma talk. Make it a very special day, full moon day in your life. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us share our merits with Devas and our departed relatives. Akasattha ca bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu loka sasanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu desanang. Akasattha ca bhummatta deva naga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu mang paranti. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we learn the Dhamma from the monks, and this is the time to learn Dhamma from our beautiful children. I will pass on the opportunity to our Rasikaya to go ahead with the children's Dhamma school presentation.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdarane. Teruvan Saranai Sielu Denatama. Good evening. Welcome to this special program today, the first Poya in the year 2021, Duruthu Poya. We learned a lot, as Hamaduru said, about the significances of this Duruthu Poya. And children, Dhamma school children, have been preparing to present their understanding of the Duruthu Poya as well. So we'll go through all the children's presentations from Bracknell first, and then we'll go to Milton Keynes and Letchworth children. Right, to start it, Chanadi, please.
I would like to draw your attention about the Lord Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. It was 9 months after Lord Buddha's attaining enlightenment. Lord Buddha visited Mahiyangana in Sri Lanka's Uva province for a noble purpose. Mahiyangana is also known as Pintana and Muguna as well. Lord Buddha wanted to restore peace, disappear war and violence between two main tribes in the island, to free the beautiful land from the misfortunate Yakas, states the Mahavansa, the ancient evidence. Duruthu full moon Poya day remarks this miraculous event many centuries ago. Thank you very much for your attention. Teruvan Saranai. Hello everybody, I am Stacia. I am going to tell you about the importance of Duruthu Poya Lord Buddha visited Sri Lanka for the first time and was able to create peace between Yaka and Naga during visit. Lord Buddha has present a fair relic to God 7 and 7 and 7 and
Tankista Shanangi. Palumu Warata Lakdiva Weta Wedi Pohoya. Maya Guna Yak Danan Demenaya Kula Pohoya. Samana Surati Lakdiva Diva Yama Kula Pohoya. Kesa Dan Nidan Kotu Sayak Kula Pohoya. Thank you very much. Taranang Sanai.
Thank you very much. Now I'm going to say my presentation. The Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. The Buddha knew that Lanka Deep was the country where his sasana would shine in the future. Accordingly, the Supreme Buddha looked at the reasons, events, time, and benefit of coming to Lanka through the prophet. The Supreme Buddha sees the company of devils at the time of this meeting. The Buddha came there thinking that he would purify Sri Lanka by subduing the demons. Now I am going to show you an ancient painting that shows the Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. This happened on the Duruthu Poya day like today. Thank you, Sadel. Thank you for giving me a chance to present Duruthu Poya Day. The Duruthu Full Moon Poya Day is a remarkable day to all Sri Lankan Buddhists, as it is a sacred day that marks the Lord Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. This happens on the 9th month was after attaining enlightenment. The noble purpose of this journey was the settlement of the dispute between the two main groups on the island, the two groups called Yakyas and Nangas. This incident happened by the bank of river Maha. In here, Lord Buddha used his supreme supernatural powers to control them. After the Buddha delivered sermons to the tribe, listening to the sermons, the tribes gave up fighting with each other and started to respect each other with dignity. The Buddha sent all Yakyas to Guinea Island for the accommodation which was more suitable for them. From Sri Lanka becoming a suitable island from humans and pure Buddhism will remain for 5,000 years. Parents Sharanai.
Thank you, Veluwanaraya. As Veluwanaraya said earlier, Lord Buddha visited Mahiyangana on the Duruthu full moon Poya day of January in order to settle a dispute between Yakas and Nagas. This was Lord Buddha's first ever visit to Sri Lanka. Ayya, can you please tell me the story after Lord Buddha disputed the conflict between Yak and Naga?
Yes, Nangi. After settle a dispute between those parties, Lord Buddha preached to the Yakas, who were spiritually developed on hearing his teaching.
Yes, I can remember. Thereafter someone, a Yaka chief who attained servant. Isn't it right, Ayya?
Yes, Nangi, you are right. After that, God Sumanasaman asked for relic to worshipping, and the Lord Buddha gave him a lac of his hair. God Sumanasaman built a little stupa and placed Buddha's hair to protect for long. This was the very first stupa constructed in Sri Lanka. It was called Mahiyangana Chethiya. After Lord Buddha's parinirvana, another relic was added to the stupa. That was the Buddha's left clavicle bone, brought in Sri Lanka by Arahat Subahu. In 1953 to 1980, renovated that stupa and added some parts to it. Now it's called Mahiyangana Viharaya. Also now it's called as Mahiyangana. There is a gatha to worship Mahiyangana Chethiya. Nangi, can you tell us that gatha?
Lankayan Kapatamang Sukatuni Sanja Yanke Tamesi Yechasa Sanapalanaya Tane Tahi Nihitakun Talagrivadatun Vandami Satu Mahiyang Ganatu Parachang Satu 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 Taruan Saranai.
Thank you, Mithul Malli and Mihili Nangi.
Ayya, I had a dream when I was sleeping last night and saw our dead relatives in the state of goblins.
Nangi, when you say that, there's a story that came to my mind which happened in Lord Buddha's time. Do you want me to tell you the story?
Yes, please, Ayya.
Okay, Nangi, let me tell you the story. This happened on Duruthu Poya. The king Bimbisara saw in a dream that his dead relatives were suffering as being born as goblins. It was pain mind caused to him by having seen his dead relatives. The following morning, King Bimbisara went to see Lord Buddha and informed about this bad dream. The Lord Buddha discussed about this dream with them and preached Dhamma to offer marriage to those goblins as they were in that state of want of merit. Nangi, do you know we are passing merit to our dead relatives every day when we do worship at home?
Yes, Ayya, I have to say the gatha. Itaminati ng hantu sikita hantu natiyo. Itaminati ng hantu sikita hantu natiyo. Itaminati ng hantu sikita hantu natiyo. Teruan Saranay.
Thank you, Sinut Malli and Saranangi. Today we are talking about the Duruthu Poya, which is the first Poya of the year, and I will be talking about the importance of the Buddha's visit to the Kingdom of Magadha. During the month of Duruthu, the enlightened one proceeded to the Kingdom of Magadha, accompanied by Jatila Arahants. This visit was made in keeping with an invitation extended by Magadha King Bimbisara to the Buddha before his enlightenment. Arahat Uruvela Kasapa, Arahat Nadi Kasapa, Arahat Gaya Kassapa and their followers accompanied the Buddha. They became enlightened by Aditya Pariyaya Sutriya. Having seen the Buddha with Arahat Uruvela Kassapa, King Bimbisara hesitated to believe that Uruvela Kassapa was a disciple of the Buddha. Realizing the king's of misconception, Arahat Uruvela Kassapa performed a Perehera to indicate that all the Jatila Arahants, including himself, were disciples of the Buddha. King Bimbisara and his people were very happy and devotedly embraced Buddhism. Buddha preached Dhamma to all the people who took a refuge in the Triple Gem. King Bimbisara offered the Veluwanaramaya to the Buddha. Buddha made a proclamation permitting bhikkhus to accept monasteries. Thank you.
Thank you, Virulaya. උපන්දා සිට කරපු පව් නැත වරක් වැන්දොත් කැලණියේ.
Akka, what made you suddenly mention the Kalini Temple? Remember, last time when we went to Sri Lanka, we went to visit the Kalini Raja Maha Viharaya with Loku Amma and Mahapa. I have still got a beautiful picture of the Kalini Temple decorated majestically, getting ready for the annual Duruthu Poya. See?
That is exactly why I have mentioned about it, Maldi. Do you know why there is a Perehera in Kalini Temple on the Duruthu Poya day?
Well, I know the Perehera is a colourful event which portrays the Sri Lankan culture and traditions. But why exactly is there this Perehera?
Every year, the Duruthu Perehera in Kalini Raja Maha Viharaya is held to commemorate a very significant event for all of us Sri Lankan Buddhists. It was on a Duruthu full moon Poya day, 9 months after the enlightenment, that the Gautama Buddha set foot on Sri Lanka for the very first time. So this Perehera is a very important Buddhist event.
Ah, I know now. The Duruthu Perehera is held on 3 consecutive nights, isn't it?
Yes, Maldi. On the first night, the Perehera is held on the upper terrace of the temple. It is called the Udda Malua Perehera and is conducted with a few elephants, dancers, flag bearers, and drummers.
On the second night, conducts the Pahata Malua Perehera, which is more colourful, with the Dhatu Perehera and 3 Devala Pereheras.
On the third day is the Randoli Perehera. This is the most magnificent, colourful event which highlights our traditions and religious passion with grandeur.
The Perehera is headed by the whipcrackers.
Then come the fireball performers.
There are a large number of beautifully dressed elephants and tuskers carrying the sacred relics.
And there are lots of drummers, dancers, flag bearers, and Buddhist monks.
I wish I can go there to see this grand event again.
Let's hope we will get the chance soon.
Sesat nanva semarada solava karanduwa sadala gajayane Duruthu pota kelani vihare Perehera yanawa handapane Perehera yanawa handapane Perehera yanawa handapane.
Thank you for listening.
Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you. Today we are going to be talking about observing Sil.
To inculcate good habits in people.
The word sil is a Sinhala word, and it is derived from the Pali word sila. Pali was the language spoken by the Buddha. The word sila means good conduct. Good conduct leads to a good character.
So sila means both good conduct and good character. You practice good habits and virtues, you develop good character.
To practice good habits, such as visiting the temple, respecting the monks or bhikkhus, and respecting our parents, we all observe the Panchasila, or the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts refer to respect for life of all living beings, respect for other people's property and possessions and not to steal them, avoid sexual misconduct, respect for honesty in word and deed, and lastly, keeping away from the use of alcohol and drugs.
Aya, does that mean we observe sil every day?
Yes, it kind of does, Nangi. But when we say observing sil, we mean practicing attasil.
Oh, I get it. So that means we have to practice the 8 precepts instead 5 on Poya days.
That's right. The addition of 3 more precepts to the usual set of 5 precepts makes it the 8-fold code for observance. This gives great elevation in spiritual progress.
Let us find out about spiritual development a little more in detail. 5 precepts clearly aim at preventing people from committing misdeeds from word and deed that are harmful to others. The additional 3 precepts aim at self-discipline or spiritual advancement of oneself.
So the 6th precept is not taking normal meals such as solid food after midday.
It sounds like fasting, doesn't it? Do you know that fasting helps relaxing and the energizing of your body? And it also clearly improves the motivation and creativity.
It also enhances health and vitality and lets many of the body systems rest. The 7th precept is abstinence from dancing, music, visiting shows, putting makeup, and wearing ornaments or decorations. The last precept is to avoid from sleeping at a high place.
It must be very hard to abstain from some of them.
But Nangi, we as Buddhists must practice these precepts in order to understand the root causes of desire and craving.
Yes, that's very true, but it needs a lot of training.
Yes, Nangi. For you to do lots of training, you need these 2 things, faith and confidence, to achieve this attainment. Buddha laid down 3 stages for this attainment: Sila, Samadhi, Panya. You cannot achieve these 3 stages overnight. You need to practice them gradually, at least every Poya day. For example, a big tree with a strong trunk and several branches will not arise all of a sudden.
Yes, I remember Hamadura taught us that faith and confidence means saddha.
That's right, Nangi. If you use the tree as an analogy for attainment of happiness, the seed can be Shraddha. That helps germinate a new tree. For it to grow gradually, the roots provide the necessary nutrients. So the roots can be compared to Sila.
Just as the roots give grounding to the tree, Sila gives a solid foundation to our character. The tree trunk is the strongest part, which gives the stability. Compared to Samadhi, the concentration. It is the symbol of strength. It prevents the tree becoming unsteady. Aya, what can we compare to the branches of the tree?
The branches of the tree are the wisdom or Panya. The branches would yield flowers and fruits, which would be nirvana, the ultimate happiness. So now that we can see that practicing Attasil regularly would help us develop a good habit and great qualities in life. Veluwanaramaya.
Right. Can I move on to Milton Keynes and Letchworth, please? Who wants to go first? Ramin.
Good evening, all. Good evening to all of you. I am going to present some of the significant facts about Duruthu Poya. Gautama Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka on the 9th month after attaining enlightenment. The Buddha first visited Mahiyangana in Sri Lanka about 2,500 years ago. According to the ancient texts, the Buddha visited to bring an end to fighting between the two main tribes on the island Yaksha and Naga. During his visit, the Buddha delivered sermons to the tribes. After listening to the sermons, the tribes gave up fighting and started to respect each other with dignity. Impressed by the sermons, the local god Samana invited the Buddha to leave his sacred footprint on the peak of the Samana mountain. Duruthu Poya marks the beginning of 3-month pilgrimage season to Samana mountain in order to worship the sacred footprint of the Buddha. Thank you. Obu Samata Taruan Saranai.
Thank you, Ramin. Seth, go ahead, please.
Duruthu Poya usually falls in January, which is the first month of the calendar year, and hence the observance of Duruthu Poya is the first Buddhist event of the calendar year. The significance of Duruthu Full Moon Poya Day is that it marks Gautama Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. 9 months after the Enlightenment, the Gautama Buddha set foot on Sri Lanka for the first time to solve the confrontation between the Yaksha and the Naga tribes. Some of the other significant events that took place on Duruthu Poya Day are the first Stupa Mahiyangana Chethiya built in Sri Lanka. Samana Saman Deva became Sylvan after hearing the Dhamma of Lord Buddha. Except the first temple offering, Veluwanaramaya by King Bimbisara, Lord Buddha's last visit to Sri Lanka to resolve a war in Kelaniya. The Kelaniya Viharaya Perehera is held during the months of Duruth to celebrate the Lord Buddha's visit. Thank you for listening, Taron Sarnai.
Sachin?
My name is Satya Rahangama. Good evening. My name is Satya Rahangama, and today I'll be talking about Duruthu Full Moon Poya Day. The Duruthu Full Moon Poya Day marks the Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka, and it initiates the spark of Dhamma to the island. Buddha resolved a conflict between two tribes, the Yaksas and the Nagas. The Yaksas were believed to be descendants of Ravana and his brother, and also descendants of a Naga tribe, who were prehistoric inhabitants of a country. He sought to bring an end to fighting and conflict that was happening between these two tribes via the Buddha's supernatural powers that he had. That peace was brought about. He also delivered sermons to both of them, and the Yaksas were subjugated. Sri Lanka was home to some very powerful deities who who can live long lives. This is how the Buddha knew that his teachings would last for a long time there. It is also the construction of the first Dakoba. And Dakoba as and God Suman Sama begged for relic for worshipping, and the Buddha gave him a bit of his hair, which God Suman Sama received in a golden basket, which is the Dakoba I was talking about. Devotees attended the Mahiyangana in huge numbers, especially during the month of, as it was called, Duruthu, as it purified people at the touch of Buddha's feet. We should respect Duruthu Poya Day as the best way to revisit our past, and we should use it to think of our teachings and plan ahead. Let us follow the path of Buddha.
Thank you, Sachin. Sachit, Dinati, please.
ඔබ සැමට බුදු සවනයි වැනුවා නම් බුදු ගුණ වැනුවාමය තැනුවා නම් තම සිත තැනුවාමය දෙනුවා නම් දන් පින් දෙනුවාමය දිනුවා නම් භව ලොව දිනුවාමය.
Duruthu Full Moon Poya Day falls in January. There are many important events on this day, one of the most significant being the Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. Today I'm going to talk about the settlement between Yakas and Nagas. There is a belief that God Sumana Saman had invited the Buddha to put an end to hostility. It is thought that on this invitation, the Buddha put an end to that hostility, going to Mahanaga Grove in Mahiyangana. The Buddha stood there, making the atmosphere calm and pleasant. The Yakas did not seem to want to listen to the Buddha because they thought the Buddha was an invader. The Buddha scared them by creating a mixture of rain and thunder and making them think that he was a supernatural being. They decided to obey the Buddha. He then called the Yaka and Naga leaders, warning and advising them. A large group of Devas and Nagas gathered at the Mahanagar, taking refuge in the Triple Gem. After listening to the sermon, the Devas and Nagas gave up fighting and started to respect each other.
Right, very good. We've got some new faces with cameras on. Who would like to speak? Yeah, Damit, please.
Okay. Buddhang Saranai. Mage nama Ethan Gajnayaka. Today I'm going to talk about significance of Duruthu Full Moon Poya Day. One of the significance is Lord Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka after 9 months of enlightenment, and other significance is accept the first temple offered by King Bimbisara called Veluwanaramaya. Stuti
Very good, thank you, Damit. Anyone else?
Mata.
Manuka, please. Yeah.
Hello everyone. As Buddhist, Duruthu Poya Day is important to us for a few reasons. This Poya is celebrated on the first full moon day in January. Lord Buddha visited Sri Lanka 9 months after the enlightenment on Duruthu Poya Day. Gautama Buddha offered deity Somna some locks of hair. He placed it in an urn as a valuable relic in the Mahiyangana Stupa. Perehera of Kelaniya Maha Vihara is held on this day, as it is important Lord Buddha's first visit to Sri Lanka. The second time Lord Buddha visited Sri Lanka to set the dispute between Mahodara and Chuladara. This is the first time that peace is established through Dhamma in the history. Veluwanaramaya.
Thank you, Manuka. Right. Any more to speak? No? Okay, good. Well done to all of you. So we have done a good job celebrating the Poya Day today. We learned a lot of information about the Poya Day from Hamaduru as well as from you. So we'll talk about, Maheli, do you want to talk? Oh, no, okay, right. Right, so we'll talk about next week. Next week, as I told you last week, we will be celebrating the Independence Day. And I was thinking, Hamdurane, to do a group presentation as opposed to doing individual presentations, because we will be hearing lots of duplicate stuff. If we can get together as a group, and then we can think about a topic and give each one a separate subtopic to talk about. Is that a good idea? Hamdurane?
Good idea. If you can, yeah, that is a very good idea. If you can, children, send us a message that you would like to participate in the presentation so that I can pass that on to Rasikaya. So he will suggest you, rather we all talk the same thing. He will organize you to talk about a particular aspect. Maybe if you can't do that, we can change certainly that, to get it better organized. So if you want to be part of this Dhamma presentations next week, as Rasikaya mentioned, that we are going to talk about Sri Lankan Independence Day. And please send the message to us, then I will pass it on your details to Rasikaya that you are happy to take part in the Dhamma presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, we'll do so, and we'll, as soon as possible, if you could send me those details, then you will have enough time to prepare yourselves with your presentations. Right, so well done again today, and I would kindly pass it back to Hamduru.
Thank you very much, Rasikaya, especially for making the effort to bring our wonderful children together. And I am personally very impressed about their presentation skills and their preparations, their knowledge, they are very knowledgeable, and their pronunciations, and their interest, most of all. They're really, really interested. So I'm very happy, children. I really like to reward you with my all heartful blessings and wish you a bright future. And you have a long way to go, because these skills, these blessings, these wisdom will make you far better than you think if you continue to keep this practice up. So I'm very happy. Once again, well done. And a wonderful presentation, bringing some kind of materials to show us the pictures and about Kelaniya Vihara, about the first visit of the Buddha paintings. That was brilliant, and that was really, really touching. And I'm very grateful for today's sponsors of the program, Mrs. Dr. Ruvini Ratnayaka and Mr. Dr. Vijita Ratnayaka and Miss Dr. Aruni Ratnayaka and family. So they wanted to dedicate this day of blessings, merits to beloved mother, Mrs. Nalini Dharmasena, which marked the 5th year of today, remembrance of merits to her beloved mother. Along with that, Professor B.D. Dharmasena and also parents of Dr. Vijita, Mr. and Mrs. M.B. Ratnayaka are being dearly remembered and transferred these valuable merits that we acquired today on this full moon program day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Also, Mrs. Yasamara Singha and son Mr. Lalin, been sponsored this program to share the merits with their loving parents, departed relatives and friends. May they all equally share these noble dana merits on this full moon day for facilitating this program to be available for many people to come. May their departed relatives, parents, and family be well and happy, and may they attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Also, Mrs. Alisha Ratnayaka, who sponsored this program, her birthday was actually on full moon day, 28th of Thursday. And we wish her a very happy birthday and her aspiration. She knows how important the Dhamma and teachings. She wanted to make this available. So this is called Dhamma Dana for the happiness, well-being and liberation of all in the whole universe. May you also have a good health, and your beautiful son who was singing the other day, happy birthday, mommy. And may he also and everyone in the family be well and happy and peaceful. Yes, I saw he was attending to observe the things. Now he has gone to sleep with all the blessings. And wish you all in the family very happiness and good health. A very special birthday on this 2021. Also, the merits are being, blessings are being dedicated to wish a 59th happy birthday to Mr. Ajit Rohan Gunawardana by beloved wife, Mrs. Girly Geeta Veerasinghe. May Mr. Ajit Rohana Gunawardana have a very happy birthday, and also their whole family be well and happy for supporting us to keep these programs available for the benefit of many. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now it's time for us to do some meditation. So let us please prepare yourself to practice few minutes meditation. Selecting a comfortable posture. I can see you all, so therefore keep your videos on And I'm really happy every week to see all you are join with me for meditation, especially our young children. They are now much, much better, good meditators now. So thinking that you are having this opportunity on full moon day to practice some meditation is a blessing, is a merit, is a skill. Be happy. And slowly bring some stillness, calmness to the body. Let every part of the body relax. Experience your feet, your knees, your legs, your upper back. Keep them still, calm, and upright, straight. Then bring your hands onto your lap and rest them in the meditation posture. Keep your neck and the head in a central point. Don't let it to bend into sides. And slowly scan your body to see if there is a part of the body that you are tightly holding. If so, just let them relax. And slowly scan back and forth your body with patience and calmness to make every part of the body relax and still, calm. If the body is now better, calm, and make your mind also relax. That makes you happy when you relax every part of the body and the mind. Then let that happiness come as a gentle smile onto your face. And experience that smile relax the muscles in the face and extend it to the whole body. This healing is very important. As Buddha said, health is paramount in the path of spiritual development. So first, don't skip it. Just experience you are happy and let that be a healing to every part of the body. That will make you connect or aware of your life, which is your breath. Just be aware, the breath is there. Then keep your mouth gently closed and bring your attention to the tip of the nostrils right above the lips to experience the sensation of the air. This subtle, gentle awareness will make you so clear, so happy. And slowly notice the air goes in. Slowly notice the air goes out. Slowly notice the air goes in. And slowly notice the air goes out. Make sure that you are smiling and happy when you take in or when you let go. When you let go, you are happy. When you take in, you are happy. You are not holding on to things because it's not comfortable, it's not useful, it's not worth. Slowly notice the breath in and slowly notice the breath out. So letting go is the what makes us happy. Even full moon day, war came into a peace because they let go this anger, disheartenness, greed, and started embracing this humanity. That is what makes us happy. Also, this life is very special, and once the time passes, we can't get it back. Be diligent. Appamada. Breathe slowly in. Breathe slowly out. See now, without my instructions, you can just keep your attention focus on the breath very gently for 1 minute in silence. So you are guiding now yourself to meditate for 1 minute in silence. Being comfortable in our sitting, happy. Take gently longer breath slowly in. Hold few seconds and very gently breathe out, relaxing every part of the body. Take a good fresh breath in, lot good oxygen to the body, deeply and long. So as keep the same length to let all the carbon dioxide out, negativities out. Slowly breathe out, slowly and longer in length. Once again, take a good gentle breath slowly in and slowly breathe out, relaxing the body. Let us practice few minutes. Loving kindness meditation. Really, really develop this loving kindness by reciting silently in the mind. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Really make these words a sense, much meaning to you. Don't just use the words. May I be free from anger. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from envy. May I be free from suffering. May I maintain my well-being happily. May I attain spiritual bliss. As I am, may my parents, my family, my loved ones, my teachers, monks, my friends, even those who are difficult and challenging, those who we may not like, without exception, may all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. We can't really discriminate anyone because we all are same. We may talk or look like different, but we all are having the same nature. Therefore, may all be free from anger. May all be free from hatred. May all be free from envy. May all be free from suffering. May all maintain their well-being happily. May all beings maintain their well-being happily. May all beings maintain their well-being happily. May all beings attain spiritual bliss. See that your heart is full of loving kindness, full of compassion, full of joy, very balanced. With that joy and heart of loving kindness, bring your attention to your breath. Notice the breath slowly in. Notice the breath slowly out. Bring your attention always to the present and let go the past, let go the future. Make yourself strong, happy, content, peaceful in the present, that will create a beautiful future, that will create a beautiful past. Be grateful for having this opportunity on full moon day for us to practice few minutes meditation. And with that gratitude, bring our palms jointly together, close to our heart. Really, really, really bring this gratitude. Pause yourself in your everyday life to be grateful for what you have, maybe a roof over your head, your clothes, your shoes, your books, the food, and so many things. Whatever you see, even when you have in a shower, be grateful to this pure water, whereas not many people have that. Be grateful. Gratitude is very important thing. And share that gratitude for all. If you have this gratitude in your mind, there will be no place for greed, anger, lust, hatred, all these dangerous things that ruins your life. When you have the gratitudes, you attract a lot of universal vibrations, blessings, attractions of even divine blessings, and certainly the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And slowly open the eyes and let the light slowly come in. Remember, even though your eyes are open, don't get lost or distracted with the external world. Just experience you are holding your hands with great respect to the Dhamma. You are attending to this very spiritual full moon day practice or regular Dhamma Saturday evening. And I am getting these spiritual blessings. I am very grateful. And may my departed relatives and friends share these merits. May my parents, my teachers, especially those who support in this Dhamma program, teachers, parents, those who make effort to bring the children. And let us share our heart of gratitude and blessings by reciting the word sadhu 3 times together with everyone. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much for joining. Yes, Padma, want to say anything? Padma Nona, want to say anything?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bante, giving me opportunity. Yeah, shall we kids all together get together and say happy birthday to Auntie Alisa and Uncle Ajit, please?
We
I have
can't
sent it
open
to you.
everyone's mics because it will be a very disturbing. Only one person can open, or 1 or 2 person can keep the mics on. Yeah.
What about Vidun and Vidunya? And Avishi and Manuka? 3 of you, please.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's start. Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy birthday
Birthday to
you.
you. Happy birthday.
To dear Auntie Elisa and dear
Happy birthday
Birthday
to you.
to you both. Thank you. Clap. All of you together, please. Thank you all.
තෙරුවන් සරණයි සියලු දෙනාටම.
Teruvan Saranai.
Terawan saranai hamadorawani and
Teruvan
saranai.
Ternum Saranai.
Bye. Bye. Ternum saranai. Bye.
Teruvan saranai hamdurune.
Ternum saranai hamdurune. Bye bye. Oh. The next.